Okay, we're gonna get ready to get started. You can keep your shoes on if you want to, or you might feel more comfortable taking your shoes off. It's up to you. Okay, we're gonna start by stepping onto our mats. And I like to start in child's pose. So actually first let's namaste. Thank you for joining me today. This yoga class is going to be really an introduction to yoga. A lot of the movements in yoga, the breath for yoga, which we call pranayama, and it'll be just a real beginner's introduction to yoga. Okay. I like to start in child's pose, and this is a pose you can always come back to within the class. So if you're doing something that feels too much for your body, you don't push your body, you listen to your body, and feel free to rest in child's pose. So we're going to start in child's pose. You can get down on your mat, on your knees, and what you're going to do, get on your mat so that your mat is the lengthways. So I'm going to be sideways, but you guys are going to be facing me, okay? And you're going to put your knees so that they are as wide as the mat, but your toes are touching in the back. Yep, just like that. And then you're just going to come forward and just relax. And just relax. Let your heart come to the ground. Reach your arms out just as far as you can and just relax into that pose. If you don't feel comfortable with your knees apart, feel free to bring your knees back together and you're still in child's pose. You're just here relaxing in sort of a fetal position. And so while we're here in this position, I want you to start paying attention to your body. I want you to start listening to your body and going into your body. Are there any places in your body where you feel a certain amount of tension? Do you feel uncomfortable in this pose? Are there any places that you feel tension? Are there any places that you feel we might need to stretch out a little bit more that you might want to focus on? Are there any places where you might need to be a little more gentle with yourself today? Really just kind of go into your body and pay attention to your body. What is it telling you right now? And as you're doing that, I want you to start paying attention to your breath as well. Nothing special. You don't have to deepen it. You don't have to do anything to it. Just paying attention to it. What is your breath doing? Are you breathing shallowly or are you breathing deeply? Okay. So come on up to your knees. You feel free to sit up to your knees. And so you can sit here on your knees. This is hero's pose. Feel free to sit here where you're sitting back on your knees. It is, even though it looks easy, it's very actually difficult to sit in hero's pose. So other options, you might want to sit in easy pose, which is right here. Or if you feel more comfortable, you may sit in staff pose. But I want you to get comfortable, and I want you to make sure that your sit bones are on the ground. So kind of move your behind out of the way and make sure that you're on your sit bones. If you're in hero's pose, you're sitting back on your sit bones. So you're sitting back on your feet and your sit bones if that's where you're most comfortable. Another thing that you can do if the hero's pose is where you want to be is to put something under the knees and just kind of rest back on that. That can help. So that may be an option for you as well. Good. We just want to get into a very relaxed position here so we can start paying attention. Yep, put it as close up under your knees as you can and sit back and see if that helps. I can help. Would you mind if I touched you?
Yeah.
Okay. If you sit back, does that help? Do you feel more comfortable or less comfortable? Okay. Let's try easy pose. Let's sit down in staff on easy pose. Let's go ahead and pull your legs in front of you. Just pull your legs in front of you. And let's do staff pose. Yep, like you were doing before. Yep. Good. And as long as we're on our sit bones, we're good. So what we're going to do here is let's go back to our breath. And let's go back to paying attention to our breath. Is our breath shallow? Is our breath deep? And we're going to start to deepen our breath here. Okay? So, I want you to push all of your breath out of your body with a breathing out of your mouth. Push it all out. And then inhale. As deeply as you can. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, exhale. Pushing it all out. Push it out as much as you can. So what we're going to do first is what we call 3-level breath. So when we breathe and we breathe deeply, what we want to do is we want to breathe into our lower stomach first, actually, and let that expand. And then we want to breathe into our rib cage and let that expand. And then last, we want to breathe up here. A lot of times we get caught in breathing just up here, and it's very shallow breath. So let's try a 3-part breath. What we're going to do is we're going to exhale everything out, and then breathing in only through our nose. We're going to inhale, first expanding the belly, then the chest, and then the rib cage, and then the chest. Hold it for 1 second, and then exhale only through your nose. Ready? Inhale. Stomach, rib cage, chest. Hold, 2, 3, exhale. And when you exhale, it's chest, rib cage, and then your stomach at the last moment. Okay, that's fine. Breathing is something that we don't do as much as we should. And so a lot of times we aren't really paying attention to how we breathe. That's okay. And let's do it again. Exhaling completely everything out of your body. Exhale it all the way out. And then let's go again. Inhale, 3-part breath. First your stomach. Make sure that expands. Then your chest. Then your rib cage, then your chest. And then you're exhaling. Okay, I'm going to do this one with you. Exhale it all the way out. Here we go. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. And just stick with that. Stick with that rhythm. Inhale. Exhale. Now, as you're sticking with that rhythm, I want you to take your tongue and rest it on the roof of your mouth and keep breathing. You have to be I want you to exhale through your mouth. No, you really don't. I am the teacher, so I'm trying to illustrate something for you. I want you to exhale everything out, and then we're going to breathe in, and I want you, this is going to be called an ujjayi. I like to call this an ocean breath. So you're going to rest your tongue on the roof of your mouth, and you're breathing only through your nose. When your tongue is on the roof of your mouth, it keeps any breath from coming out of your mouth. So close your mouth. Just relax. Just relax and let your tongue sit up there. And then you're only breathing through your nose. So inhale through your nose. Exhale. And you probably hear it. You may hear it. That's why I call it ocean breath. It's good to hear it. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale. Same rhythm. Stick with it. Inhale. That's the breath we're going to stick with. You keep doing it the whole time we're in this practice. And exhale. So find your own rhythm, but keep breathing like that and keep coming back to your breath as we go. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and start warming up. I want you to rotate your neck to the left and inhale. Inhale. And then exhale and rotate it back the other way. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, head to the back. Exhale, head nodded forward. Inhale, head to the back. Exhale, nodded forward. Inhale, head to the right. Exhale, head to the left. Inhale, head to the left, right. Exhale, head to the left. Good. Now we're going to do our arms. And what I want you to do is on the inhale, your hands are going to lift. On the exhale, they're going to come back down. If you find your legs are getting stiff in a particular position, that's okay. Feel free to shake them out like that. What might help you is if you take your block like he has done and just kind of sit up on your block. Use that 4 seat. That can help you. It's right behind you. He's got one behind you. Well, he took it. Here we go. There we go. Is that more comfortable? We can also use a chair. Okay. Okay. All right, so now we're going to do our arms. We're going to inhale. Hands up. Exhale. Hands down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Now on your exhale, lean to the right. Put your right hand down and lean and support yourself. Come back up. And exhale to the left. Inhale back up.
Inhale back up.
And hands down.
Inhale.
Okay, let's go ahead and come to Tadasana. Tadasana is mountain pose. So you're going to stand up on your mat, and we're going to be in standing position. So Tadasana is what we call our foundational pose. We all stand every day, but a lot of times we're not standing correctly. So we want to make sure that we're standing correctly when we are in mountain pose or Tadasana. This is a pose we're going to come back to quite a bit. Sir, we don't do that in our class. This is something we're going to come back to quite a bit as we continue to go, okay? So first, I want you to make sure that your feet are about hips width apart. Okay, so hips width for us is not right here. It's not very close, and it's also not out here. Your hips are right where your hips are. So my hips are like right here. This is about hips width for me. You might want to come in, step in just a little bit. Step in just a little bit. Step your legs in just a little bit. Okay, so we're here in Tadasana. We're here with our hips width apart. Now what I want you to do is I want you to make sure that your legs are not locked. Make sure your legs are not locked. So if you're an overextender, some of us are overextenders, we tend to pop those knees back. Give them a little bit of bend in your knee. Make sure there's a little bit of bend in your knee, okay? And also, we're going to pay attention to the lower curve of our back. Make sure that that's there. So we don't want to make sure that we're not standing like this, for instance. Stand naturally. There's a little bit of a curve right there. Our core, we're holding that nice and tight. We're not holding our breath. We're just holding our core nice and tight, like just in case somebody might punch us in the stomach. We're going to be ready for that, right? So we've got our curve in our back, and we're right here in Tadasana. I want your arms externally rotated, but they're hanging right here by your body, right here. And then there's like a string through the roof of your mouth. So a lot of people like you do what I do. We have a tendency to look up, and that's probably because of our height. So imagine that this string is through the roof of your mouth, and so it's making you stand up like this, very straight, just like that. So we're here in Tadasana, okay? That's a place we're going to come back to often. Let's go ahead and breathe in Tadasana. Hands up. Inhale. We're meeting at the top in mountain pose, and exhale. We're going to inhale again. We're up here in mountain pose and exhale. We're going to do that one again. Inhale. Exhale. This time we're going to inhale and lean to our right. So inhale up straight. And this time try to lengthen. Imagine your backbone lengthening. So your body's getting longer. Now lean to your right. That's our exhale. On your inhale, come back up. On your exhale, lean to your left. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, leaning to your right. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, leaning to your left. Good. Let's just go ahead and just kind of shake our hands and our wrists out. We're going to be on our wrists a little bit, so let's try to make sure our wrists are really shook out a little bit. Doing a little bit with that. Okay, we're gonna get back on the ground. We're gonna do some more stretches. We're gonna get on our on tabletop position. So tabletop position is down on our knees and hands. We want to make sure that our wrists and our hands are right below our shoulders, and our knees are right below our hips. So I have a tendency to sometimes do something like this. Make sure it's right there. Okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to do what we call cat-cows. So this may feel a little bit weird, but this is a cat. We're going to inhale. And you're going to arch your back. You're really going to flail your tailbone back. You're going to lift your neck head. And on the exhale, you're going to round your back, pull your tailbone in, round your shoulders, look back, and that's a cow. So inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. And to get a little bit of extra bend in there sometimes, I like to bend my arms. So I'll sometimes do this. Inhale, bend, come up, everything, cat. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And this time take your right foot and put it out behind you. And you can leave it on the ground. You can leave it on the ground. But what you're going to do is just kind of move your ankle around. You're kind of stretching your ankle out. So just kind of move your body. Make sure your ankles are getting a little bit of a stretch. That's all you're doing. You're just making sure your ankles get a little bit stretched. I'm a little bit long. There we go. Good. Bring it back in here. We're going to do an inhale and an exhale. And let's take that left foot back and do the same thing. Just kind of working that ankle out. I had toe issues. I had to work my toes out sometimes. Just getting everything nice and loose and ready to move. Okay, coming back in. Tabletop again. Another cat. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, good. All right, now we're here in tabletop. We're about, what I want you to do, you got all of your weight on your hands and your knees, right? I want you to push up just a little bit so that your knees hover above the ground. And curl your toes under. Curl your toes under. So you're on your toes. Keep pushing back. Now keep pushing back until you're in a triangle. That's it. Straighten your legs out. Straighten your legs out. Oh, gotta get down. There you go. Perfect. That's perfect. That was go. See if you can get back there and stay there. That's okay. So we're in tabletop. We're here in tabletop. We're gonna lift our knees up just a little bit, and then we're gonna push back, straighten those legs out. Yeah. If you can't get your toes all the way down, you're up here on your toes. That's fine. Okay, little one. Let's see if you can get in downward dog. This position is called downward dog. Let's see if you can get into it. Stop, okay? Good. Okay, if down dog doesn't feel comfortable for you, you can feel free to go back to child's pose whenever you feel comfortable. Is it getting too much? That's okay. That's okay. Actually, we can do some modifications for you. So let's use these. And let's see if it's more comfortable for you to do that. Do it with your hands on the blocks. So let's see if you feel like that's more comfortable. Does that feel better? Mm-hmm. All right. So from downward dog, let's just walk our feet forward. Can you walk your feet up to your hands as much as you can? Going as slowly as you can. Good. Very good. And that's okay. Bring your hands up. That's it. And we're going to be in a forward fold. That's fine. That's okay. So we're just right here in a forward fold. Now, in this forward fold, bend your knees generously. Let the top of your body just relax on your knees. So you're not trying to touch your toes. You're going to bend your knees and just let your body, the upper body relax. Good. All right, now slowly, slowly, slowly roll your body up. Slowly roll your body up. We're going to let your neck and your shoulders be the last things that we roll up. Slowly, we're rolling up. Slowly, slowly, slowly. And when we come back up, we're back into Tadasana. We're going to roll our neck and shoulders out last. And we're going to end up in Tadasana. Okay? Okay. So that's a little bit of a stretch out. Now we're going to try to do our first flow. Our first flow is going to be a sun salutation 1. Sun salutation A. Okay? And flows are just different ways that we're going to take different poses and kind of put them together. Okay, little one, let's put yours back over here. And let's see if you can compete with us too. Come on. You can join her in a second. Come on back over here. Come on back over here. All right. So I'll show you what sun salutation A looks like first, and then I'll walk you through it. We're going to walk through it very slowly, and then we'll get it together with our breath, okay? All right. Sun salutations begin at the beginning of our mat. We're going to do sun salutation A. We're starting in Tadasana or mountain pose. On the inhale, we're going to link everything to our breath. You can try to move with me, but if you want to just watch me do this one, that's okay too. All right? So on the inhale, our hands are going to go up. On the exhale, we're going to do a forward fold where we keep our back very straight and we hinge right at our hips and we come into a forward fold. And if we need to bend our knees, we bend our knees as much as we need to bend our knees. Bring our hands down to the ground. So we're kind of touching them. Yep, use your blocks. Absolutely. So actually, when I first started doing this, I used my blocks like this, and it makes things a lot easier. Okay? So you're going to come down to a forward fold. Then you're going to come halfway up, and that's going to be your inhale. So forward fold, come halfway up, inhale. And on your exhale, you're planting your hands, and you're going to step back into a plank or a modified plank. You can step back into a modified plank. If your knees are hurting a little bit, you need a cushion. You probably need a cushion for your knees. We can use this. Huh? Let's see. There we go. Okay. So we were here. And exhale, inhale. Then on the exhale, we're planting, stepping back into plank. On our inhale, we're going to bring our chest and our chin down, and we're going to come up into a baby cobra. And then we're going to curl our toes under, push back into a downward dog, and then walk our hands up. And that's sun salutation. Okay? We can do that, right? We can do that. We can do that. We can do it. And if your body won't do it all the way, that's fine. There's all kinds of modifications. And it's completely okay. You don't push your body. You just let your body do what your body can do. And tomorrow it'll do a little bit more. Okay? All right. Sir, why don't you come up here and help me? Come on. Okay. All right, so we're going to start up here in Tadasana. Tadasana. And we're going to inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Put your hands on your shins and just halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands and step back into a plant. Plank, and then bring down your chest and your chin, and just curl your back up using your elbows, bringing your elbows in, bringing just a little bit, yep, just like that. And then you're going to come back up to tabletop if you need to. That helps to get to the downward dog. Put your toes under, and then push back to downward dog. And then we're going to walk our hands forward. Hands forward. Or you can walk your hands backward, whichever's more comfortable for you. And we're going to come back up and down to prayer position. It's okay. It's okay. Let's go ahead and get ready to let's do one more sun salutation, and then we're gonna do bridge, and we're gonna start our cool down. Okay.
Mama, you do that side, I will go.
Okay. So we're gonna do one more sun salutation. We're gonna do this with your breath. So you can do it with me, or you can do it with your breath. Okay. So remember, it's inhale up, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands and step back. Inhale, bring yourself down and push up into that little bitty cobra. Oh. Exhale, push back into this tabletop, and then push yourself up into downward dog. And then walk your hands forward. Inhale, halfway up. And then bring it all the way back up. And hands down. Good. Good, good, good. Because we're outside, I don't know if we should do a bridge pose, but we can try a standing balance pose. So, for our balance pose, we're going to try a tree pose. Okay? So tree pose is, it's a little bit difficult because of our ground, but I think we should be able to do it. There's different strategies on tree pose. So tree pose, we're going to start with our hands in prayer position. Okay. So the first thing I like to do when I'm doing a balance, especially tree pose, is to identify a drishti. Now your drishti is something that you look at that helps you to focus, and you keep your eyes on that. Sort of in church, look to the hills from whence cometh your help. Keep your eyes focused on the hills. Pick something to focus on, and when you focus on that one thing, it helps you to remain calmer and more balanced. Sort of true for life too, right? Okay. So tree pose, you're going to bring your left foot and you're going to bring it up, so like pretend that you have on a kitten heel, like when you were little and you had on a little bitty kitten heel. Now imagine you have on some pumps, and go ahead and push your toes. Imagine you got on some pumps. Now take your foot, rotate your leg externally so that your foot is resting on your right ankle, just like that. This is tree pose. This is it. This is all that it requires. Find your drishti and focus on your drishti. And if you want to push yourself, see if you can bring your foot up so that it's maybe on your calf. It's okay. Find your drishti. That's the whole point. Yoga's a learning experience. So you find your drishti and you figure out how to find your balance for yourself. If you know that you can do it here really well, then you keep pushing yourself until you can do it here too really well. But you have to make sure you find something to focus on. Keep your eyes focused on the hills from whence cometh your help. Good. And let's take 5 breaths there. So go back to your breath. Remember where you are. We forget the breath and it's hard to focus. Find that pose again. Find your drishti. And let's breathe. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. That's fine. You fall out all the time, just like in life. All you do is go back to your pose. Exhale. Good. Let's bring our foot down. Go back into the Tadasana. Make sure you feel rooted through all 4 corners of your feet. You're standing like you should be when you're into Tadasana. Anytime you're standing in life, we want to make sure that we're standing with our shoulders back, with that curve in our head. So we are in our head just like it's supposed to be, because we are standing in Tadasana. Now we have to balance the other side, because we don't want to be out of balance in our bodies. So whichever foot that you just brought up, you're going to take the other foot and pretend like you have on a kitten heel. Now pretend like you have on some pumps. And now some stilettos. Now rotate your leg externally and let that foot rest on the ankle. Bring it to prayer pose and find your drishti. Now if you feel comfortable, try to bring that foot on up to your calf. Keep breathing and focusing on your drishti. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Focusing on your breath. Never forgetting your breath. Good. Good. Okay, let's bring your foot down. Okay. Let's go ahead and sit down and get ready to cool down a little bit. So Go ahead and sit down whatever way you feel most comfortable. For you, I think what we're gonna do is put this back here. And support. Okay, go ahead and have a seat there. See if that's comfortable for you. It's okay. And we'll bring a chair next time because there's totally a thing called chair yoga. It's totally a thing. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get ready to relax. So we're here in staff pose, and what I want you to do is we're here in staff pose. Let's just put our feet in front of us and let's see if we can, without curling our back, just kind of reach forward. And if you can't touch your toes, that's fine. But what we want to do is only bend at our hips. Okay? And pull back. On an inhale, I want you to reach up, breathe in. See how long you can make your upper body. See how long you can make it. Reaching for the sky. Now on your exhale, lean forward again. Don't try to touch your toes. Just see if you can go a little bit further. On your exhale, you're just bending again right there at your hips. Seeing if you can go further. That's fine. Okay, bring it back up. Inhale, reaching up to the sky again. Exhale. Bring it back down. See if we can do it. That's fine. Okay. All right, we're going to get ready to do our relaxation for the evening. So this is Savasana, which is our last pose. Lay back on your mat. Go ahead and lay back on your mat. And you can use this as your pillow if you like. And when we are in Savasana, we are literally on our back. If there's anything, let me move this out of your way. If there's anything, any part of your body that does not feel comfortable, let me know. We can adjust it. I want let your legs stretch out. Let your feet just flop to the side. Don't even try to hold them in. Let your arms lay on either side of you, so they're kind of like in Tadasana position, externally rotated. Yep, just like that, bringing them down. Externally rotated, perfect, perfect. We're gonna externally rotate our arms, just get real comfortable. Yep. If there's anything uncomfortable, let me know. So what I want you to do now is I want you to just close your eyes. And I want you to listen to me. Inhale with your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Exhale. Inhale. Deeply. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Listen to all of nature around you. Inhale. Exhale. That's the sound of nature holding you. Inhale. Exhale. You're getting in touch with your body the same way you're getting in touch with nature. Inhale. Exhale. Finding the places where there's tension and letting it completely go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to keep on breathing. Inhale. Exhale. What does your body feel like now that you finished the practice? Relax. Good. Go inside. What parts of your body, remember at the beginning we talked about, we don't have to talk about it, but remember at the beginning we asked, if there was any tension to those tense places feeling more relaxed. You want to work on those maybe next time. Just listen to your breath and relax. Inhale. Exhale. 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 Inhale. Okay. Now I want you to keep listening to my body, keep listening to my voice. And I want you to gradually start moving your toes and your fingers and your wrists and your ankles. And then I want you to roll over to your left side, curl up into the fetal position, and use your opposite hand to push yourself up so that you're sitting again. Keep your eyes closed. See if you can come up into sitting position. Okay. Breathing, inhale. Exhale. You may open your eyes. Namaste. I hope you've enjoyed this practice.